Hello everyone, Sheek here with another Transformers review, and today I will be reviewing Earthrise Optimus Primal. And as you can see, he's already out of the packaging because of a mishap with my camera. It decided to delete all of the previous video before I could even finish it. So I'll be doing this kind of in reverse, but before I get on to any transformation, let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see, Transformers, Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy, nice box artwork of him in gorilla and in robot mode with fur that actually looks like fur and not just, well, gray smuts all over his body in the actual original CGI, which I thought was really cool. Either way, really liked him. Part of me wishes that they would have gone with a more cartoon look or a CGI look, but I think it's also kind of nice that they're going for a more realistic approach, as I'm sure if they had the technology, they would have gone more realistic back then. Anyway, same box art on the side, except there's one thing I didn't realize because the box was smaller. I guess I didn't take a very good look at, but it's half Megatron and half Galvatron, which I think is really cool. Anyway, product shots, gorilla mode, robot mode, and then box art, and then of course barcode words and no bio. I feel like they've gone from having substantial bios to almost barely anything, and then one-liners, and now nothing. So who knows what's gonna happen next? Oh, and I mean, just like the other one, golden disc style box backing. And then he came with this character card, Optimus Prime, golden disc and all that. I'm probably gonna probably at the end of this video I'll see about actually peeling one of them off, because I think there is actually hidden messages supposed to be on these, like clues to what's going on in the storyline. At least that's what I've heard, rumors I heard, but I'll confirm or deny them when I get to that point. Let's see. Hey, here we have him in his gorilla mode, as you can see at the start of the video. His gorilla head is pretty detailed. If you look closely, you can see his nice brown eyes with somewhat, I wouldn't say necessarily disturbing, but maybe slightly unnerving black pupils, but pretty nicely done. Gray for the face, black for the rest of the head. As you can see, there's a little bit of robot bits that isn't the best, or hidden the best, but I'd say for the most part, it's mostly hidden pretty well. And then there's his gorilla chest, gorilla arms, gorilla hands, gorilla feet, gorilla legs. And there's a third mode, kind of. It's essentially a gorilla walking on two legs. You just put his arms, straighten them out, rotate his hands, do the same on this side, pull down or push down his head, then just wiggle, pull him, and then just wiggle. It's really stiff on mine, at least. I don't know if it will be on everyone's. I mean, I don't mind the stiffness, but also don't want to break it either. But you just keep wiggling until you get like this, and do the same on the other side. Wiggle. There we go. And there you have a biped, or a more, I guess, human gorilla. I think what probably supposed to be like is, because I know Optimus Primal would sometimes, I'm pretty sure he would sometimes stand on his hind or back legs and walk mostly normally. Of course, there's also times where he walked like a gorilla, of course. Now, let's go ahead and get him into his robot mode. So first things first, I'd say just go ahead and get his legs back to where they were. If you look closely, there's a little slot and then a little tab that you get in there. It's a soft tab, So it's not like it's gonna necessarily click, but you should know when you get it into place. Come on. Work with me, not against me. There we are. Okay, straighten out his legs the rest of the way. Pull down his feet. And as you can see, there's actual, like the hydraulics, and they actually slide up and down on ball joints, which I think is pretty cool. And as you can see, it's on red. Then you want to rotate his waist around, flip around, and tab in up here. And then part that kind of scares me a little bit, because it's not as stiff as it was when I first transformed, but that really does not like to let go. And you pull, wiggle out. But if you want to have his rocket launchers out, you might want to reach in before you push them back in, because they're already kind of hard to get at. Sometimes it helps if you do that, and then rotate the other way, flip out. Okay, and then before you push them back in, there's not as much room for the gorilla head, I guess, in that position. You rotate it and then push it down, and then rotate, push back. Oh, and before you do that, of course, you want to flip out his chest, or flip it around, clip back into place. Position is shoulder cannons, rocket launchers, whatever you want to call them. Make sure that's tabbed back into place properly. Then this part, I don't necessarily see why it necessarily has to be snapped into place in gorilla mode, but because it is a little tricky to unsnap. There we go. And that allows, now I think in the instructions it's supposed to be like this, but that looks kind of odd. But it's so that you can have articulation like that. But since I think that looks kind of weird, I think it looks kind of nice to have it sort of like that. So it looks like maybe part of some like armor hanging down. And then, of course, that doesn't necessarily want to stay 100% in position. But, I mean, if you wanted to, you could have it a little bit lower down if you wanted to, if you think that looks better. Anyway, there we have him in his, almost in his robot mode. Don't want to forget about his shoulder guards. And there we have him. And considering, for the most part, all you really do is just swap out heads, flip the chest, and extend the legs and rotate his waist around. I mean, he does a really excellent job at looking like a completely different character. I mean, because he still has the gorilla arms. The only difference is that these flip up for the most part, and then his legs, they just extend out a little bit or unfold, and then just rotates at the hips, and then different head. But man, is this guy cool. But he has 2 accessories that he comes with, which would be his swords, which are pretty cool. I like them. They're done in a nice, I'm pretty sure the plastic is this blue that you see. And then, of course, the blades are painted silver. And I really do like these blades. They are pretty cool. And then, one thing, I'm not sure exactly why it's 1% necessary, but I'm glad they included it, is a little bit of hand articulation. It's not a whole lot, but it's still something, considering that they don't normally give us any. And then, another thing you can do with his swords is you can store them on his back in robot mode by pegging them in right here and right here. Come on. There. Like that. Okay. And then, but I mean, personally, I'd rather have him holding them or just completely off his person to begin with. But now there's one last thing, one last gimmick that I really, really like. And I forgot about a little bit when I was first filming the video. But is his arm cannons. You just push down there, and then you pull up, and then you push down here, and then you pull up, and then there you have his arm cannons. So he is a pretty well armored gorilla man. And he can just shoot things all day long. And then I'm not really going to compare him with Warpath, because even though they're technically the same wave line, I still feel kind of weird having G1, at least with them all awake, kind of weird mixed up with Beast Wars. But for comparison, here's Rat Trap. And as you can see, he is significantly smaller than his leader. And I doubt that he can even really hold his gun, because the port is, I think the standard is like 5mm, and I'm not sure what that one is. Maybe it's like 2mm. I don't know. It's just a bit smaller, which is understandable because he's such a small figure and he has smaller hands. And it looked kind of weird if they just gave him really big hands, or his hands are practically just holes. So it makes sense. Well, that's about it for this figure. But yeah, definitely having a lot of fun with him. Can't wait until I get his nemesis Megatron. That's gonna be a lot of fun, I think, especially displaying those two together. Well, that's about it for Transformers Kingdom Optimus Primal. And oh, one last thing. Wanted to take a look at one of the stickers and see which one. But the thing is, which one do I want to peel off? Because I really like Dinobot, but I also think the Optimus Prime one's really cool. And again, Optimus Prime's been done a lot more than Dinobot, so I'll leave this one alone, at least for the moment. And I'll real quick find something to put this on, if it is indeed an actual sticker. Alright, I have decided that if it is indeed a sticker, I am going to stick it on a sheet of copy paper, and then I can just go ahead and put this sticker, if that's what it indeed is, into my card collection sleeves. Okay, so let's see. Let's get a good look at it. Looks like you just go ahead and peel like so. Oh, now that's cool. Okay, so yeah, it is a sticker, but it reveals dead Optimus Prime. So yeah, it looks like there's some Cybertronian that I'll need to decode. And I'll go ahead and place this sticker carefully onto the paper. I mean, some people might say that's a waste of a perfectly good sticker, but then again, I don't want to stick it to something that I'm not going to necessarily, I don't know, keep for a long period of time, or something that might be bulky, or just, I don't know, doesn't seem I can't really think of anything off the top of my head that really seems appropriate to stick one of these collectible stickers on. So I'm just going to, like I said, put it on a paper, carefully cut it out, and just go ahead and put it in my card collecting sleeves. Now let's go ahead and see what Dinobot has in store for us. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but that's actually pretty cool. So I'm going to set that off to the side and go ahead and place Dinobot sticker on the paper, and I'll decode these later. You guys are welcome to decode them if you want yourselves, but I mean, I at least want to leave a little bit of a surprise for you guys. That is, if you don't feel comfortable decoding these for a hint at what's supposed to happen in the show. But yeah, these are pretty cool. I really dig them. Can't wait to get some more figures. I just hope I don't get a whole bunch of repeats. That would be really annoying, because I am not going to spend a bunch of money getting repeats of the figures just to get all the cards. Well, anyway, this has been a Sheik's Transformers review. I hope you've had fun watching this, as I had fun making this. And if you like what you've seen and you'd like to see more, click that like and subscribe button if you want to see more. Until next time, have a good one.